Gents, I just want to pause the episode for a moment to let you know about the Strong Men of Value Academy. You will have heard me refer to it a number of times, and I want to bring more attention to it. So this isn't just a program, it's a life-changing environment and community of men who are focused on personal and professional growth. We're looking at areas of relationships, wealth, and health, things to help you thrive and maximize your life. Imagine having bi-monthly one-on-one coaching sessions with myself, weekly group coaching calls, and an incredible brotherhood of high achievers by your side. Now we're diving into resilience, leadership, and holistic growth to not just succeed in your career, but to thrive in your health and your relationships. Your journey to greatness, it starts here. So join the movement and you can apply for the Strong Men of Value Academy. You can head to themanthatcanproject.com to find out more.
You're listening to The Man That Can Project with Lachlan Stuart, a global movement created to empower men and open up what's really going through their minds by having real and raw conversations about life's unique challenges and our individual ways of processing it all. Welcome to The Man That Can Project.
Yo, welcome back, gents. My name's Lachlan Stuart and I'm the founder of the Man That Can Project. I'm a men's performance coach and also part-time podcaster, as you guys are probably well aware. So today's episode, there is no guest, it is just me, and I want to share with you how I set up for a successful week. I'm sitting here on a Sunday afternoon, and it's been something that I've going through, and I was just doing a Facebook Live with the Inner Circle members, really breaking it down for how I utilize this, not only to create more structure and minimize overwhelm and anxiety in my life, but also to thrive, to get more of what I want out of my life on a regular basis. It does take time to plan, but the benefits of planning and being intentional are hugely incredible. So gents, as you're listening to this, I just want to reach out and remind you guys, there is a free Facebook group. So if you're not a member of the Man That Can Project's free Facebook group, jump over on Facebook, search groups, the Man That Can Project. We'd love to have you in there. Once you get in that Facebook group, you're going to see our community, which is getting close to 600 men worldwide, which is phenomenal. And it's a great community where there's a lot of free tools and resources. I do Facebook Lives in there on topics that I believe will help you, or even if you want me to do specific ones, just always shoot me a message or post in the group, and I'm always there to provide as much value for you guys there. And why I provide a ton of value, free value, in there, is I want you guys to get an idea of the things that you can take away right now, or right from the moment that you read it or you watch it, or even listening to it right now, that you can implement to improve aspects of your life. Okay, from there, I truly believe that if you resonate with how I do things and my way of thinking and implementing and teaching, that you'll probably look at the Inner Circle programs or the Breakthrough Experience or working with me one-on-one. So jump in those groups, guys. There's no obligation for anything. Use the resources. Watch the 8 areas that all men must master webinar. Download the ebooks, all the stuff that's in there. Or just get involved and be a part of the community. It's an incredible community, as I mentioned, with men from all around the world. So look forward to having you there. And that's enough from me. Let me dive into this episode. Okay, gents, so as I was mentioning, I want to help you guys set up for a successful week, because I believe that the quality of our life is dictated by the decisions that we make. And a hugely powerful and important decision that I made years ago now was deciding that I wanted to take control of my time. I wanted to decide, ultimately the quality of my life and being intentional with how I'm spending my time. I used to always say I'm too busy to do that. And saying you're too busy is just meaning you're very, very useless at making time to do the things that are important to you. Or, alternatively, if you're not useless at that like I was, you just don't want to be honest with people and tell them that you're busy. Like you've got other things you're committed to doing or are a priority of it. And it's interesting however we look at it, right? The fact that we obviously don't want to let people down, or we may not want to, I think it's a really selfish thing when we're not honest, and it's completely okay, I guess, however you want to do it. But saying you're busy is just really neglecting, or in my opinion, it's an excuse. Don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect at this, and I often catch myself saying I'm if someone says, how's your day looking? Oh, busy. I know full well, I may be running around like a blue-ass fly, but it's not busy. I've chosen to do everything that I'm doing because I spend time on a Sunday afternoon, like right now, where I map out my week, I map out what I want to achieve, where I want to give value, what my training is, where my morning routine fits in, where my food, even, I have to schedule in what I eat, where my downtime is, where my time with my partner is, where I'm getting ready for the following week, where I'm doing content. I do a whole heap of things, and I know not everyone will be able to relate to a whole heap of the things that I just mentioned. But one thing that I know you can do is, we all have non-negotiables. And those non-negotiables are the things that you believe are the most important in your life, and you should not or will not sacrifice regardless of what's happening, right? And for most people, I'll give you a few quick ones. Would be eating, would be your work. I would probably be brushing your teeth. Okay, for me, a few other non-negotiables is working on myself, so my morning routine is eating, is training. Okay, they're things that I will not sacrifice regardless of anything. They're the things that I know are important to me, for me to show up how I want to show up, for me to create the life that I want, for me to feel fulfilled. Okay, so if I know that I'm sacrificing my health for a long period of time, what's the point in everything else? Right, so when we're looking at a week, gents, if you have a calendar, perfect, because I use a calendar, I use my phone, but I also write it out every week because it helps me really take a moment to be present, to look at what I've got. And if I'm reflecting over the week and I've got a few things in there, I'm like, that's not really a priority at this point in time, I'll look to defer it, or I'll look to have that conversation to postpone or cancel that event, because I want to make sure that the week that I have ahead is moving me closer to the goals that I want. And those goals are generally helping me create the life that I want. So I want you guys to think about now, if you were to map out your week, what are you having there that's helping you get to where you want to be? Right, and whether you're self-employed, okay, whether you are employed, right, whether you may be unemployed, we still got to make decisions around how we want to spend our time, okay? And if we look at the 4 pillars, right, and there's a post coming out, or it may already be out by the time you listen to this, around the 4 pillars of the Man That Can project, which is muscle, momentum, meaning, and mateship. How are you utilizing those, or what standards do you need to have across those 4 pillars for you to achieve the results that you want in the 8 areas? And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, don't worry, I'll be doing a webinar in the free Facebook group soon to really help people grasp that, to simplify what it really takes to get the results that you want, what it really takes to accept responsibility, to take ownership, to take accountability. All right, so we utilize those 4 pillars. And when I think about it across the week that I've got, and the goals that I've set for myself is obviously based around wanting to continue to have more people hear about the Man That Can project. I believe what we're doing, what I'm doing, and what the community of the Man That Can project are achieving is helping men take ownership for their life. It's giving them the power to be confident and go after what they want. And for me, that is so exciting to know that we're allowing men to do that. We're empowering men to do that. So now my goal and where I'm sort of at with things is really helping more men find what lays here, right? Because I know there are thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of men, probably millions of men around the world that need this. We need a community like this, need to have access to tools, strategies, and resources to play a bigger game, to take their life to the next level. They just don't know specifically what that looks like yet. But I know, and for those of you who have been listening to this podcast long enough, or whether you've done any coaching or any of the workshops with myself, you know the value that's in there. You know what it can do for the quality of your life. It can take you from low self-esteem and loss to being so certain in who you are as a man and what you want to create for yourself that it just, I believe, deserves to be found out by more and more people. So that's, a part of what I'm focused on doing this week is, channeling ways to make people know this is available. There are also moments with work for me where I've got my clients scheduled in. There's moments where I've got to train. There's moments where I'm doing another couple of podcasts. There's also times where I'm active in the Facebook group wanted to provide as much free value to those who are posting in there, or even just putting some Facebook Lives or posts in there to provide value. So I schedule that time out. I've got time to eat. I've got time when I'm catching up with a few mates this week. Okay, so all the important things for myself are there. And so knowing full well, right, and keep this in mind, people go, but what if something pops up? Dun, dun. Well, it's simple. If something pops up, it pops up. Now you get to choose whether it becomes important or not. You get to choose whether you give it focus or not. And should you choose for it to become a priority, you then get to just shift around your day, right? Work out where does this fit in with everything else that I've put in here and what has to go, because we can't get everything done. So if it's jumping above other things, there's obviously a reason for that. And then you just work out which one is not going to add as much value, get rid of it. Or if you're prepared to sacrifice time, downtime, or whatever it may be, stay and work a little bit longer, or maybe you need to train a little bit longer for some reason, right? So make sure you're okay with that and you have a little bit of behavioral flexibility. So what I would recommend doing now, guys, and I want to give you some actionable steps because I appreciate you guys listening. I think it's very important that with everything that you do, everything that you read, everything that you listen to, you take something away that you can implement. Because if you take something away that you can implement, you're now trying something new, which is going to give yourself specific feedback for potentially something that may work for you or it may not. But it's going to give you feedback, right? And I would guarantee a lot of the tools that I keep banging on about, or a lot of the processes and ways of thinking work. I'm living proof that they work, and there's hundreds of other men who implement these same things that are also living proof that a lot of this sort of stuff works. So if you're feeling overwhelmed or you're not moving towards where you want to get to, start with scheduling or chunking your time, working out what's important to you and saying no to the things that aren't. Don't just run around like a blue-ass fly, like I said. Create more space in your diary for you to do the things that you love. When those things that you love might be reading, it might be growing, it might be working on a side hustle, it might be spending more time with your family. Right? Only you know what that is. But that's why you need to take the time to do this. And trust me, if you do it consistently enough, you watch your quality of life and the results that you are creating rapidly improve. And then also notice how good you feel because you're sticking to a plan. You're not feeling overwhelmed if there are moments in time, which there will be, where you fall off the wagon or you forget what you're supposed to be doing. You then open back up your diary and go again. You know where you're supposed to be. You said at 9:30 on Wednesday, this is what I was going to be doing. This is where my time was going to be going. So therefore, let's get back into action. That's enough for me, guys. I could sit here and talk all day, but I won't. Thank you guys once again for tuning in. I really appreciate every one of you who stops by to get this, listen to these episodes. If you got value, please share it on the socials. Please help us get the word out. Share this with someone who you know will get value from it. And for those who are ready to sort of take that next step, look at the Inner Circle. There's 7-day free trials available. All you got to do is head over to themanthatcanproject.com, head over to the Inner Circle, and you'll see the 7-day free trial available so you can dive into the community where men are creating massive momentum in their life, and you'll get to be, see what it's all about, risk-free, to find out whether it's the community that you would love to be a part of to help you create that momentum you're looking for. Gents, once again, thank you. We'll see you on the next episode. Thank you for listening to the Man That Can Project podcast. My name is Lachlan Stuart, and I hope you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful. If you did, please take a moment to rate and review the Man That Can Project on your favorite podcast platform. And don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with our newest episodes. We'll see you again next time.